Hello everyone. This is now the fourth of my video diaries for the Agile Coaching Lab that I'm working through. And in this last 2 weeks, we've been studying and diving deep into teaching and mentoring. Yeah, really interesting topics to me because I mentor in game development, and obviously I want to get better at that. Perhaps one of the key takeaways for me this last 2 weeks was basically the more talking I do, the less learning my mentees are going to be doing. So yeah, I'll definitely work on this and the way I present my teaching to them in future. What have I learned specifically this week? I'll just talk about three things. The first was the concept of learning styles, which has apparently been debunked in research. I was aware of this concept and sort of almost tried to use it on myself before and perhaps with mentees. But yeah, the gist of this research this woman presented was that to focus or to rely on one learning style or sense in general doesn't improve the uptake of learning. So it's actually better to the more senses you use in your learning, for example, your sight, your hearing, etc., will reinforce and you'll retain that learning better. Yeah, that was very interesting, and yeah, I guess I thought about like learning platforms that are done well when I reflected on that. Like Duolingo obviously uses a lot of different senses in the learning, and it works very well, like in my experience. So yeah, it does make sense. The other thing, I guess the big thing we've done this week is we've really explored, broadly how to do workshops and learning, and lesson design well. And a lot of that was through, for example, Sharon Bowman's training from the back of the room series. So I guess two major things in there for me were this idea of connections. So the more connections you can encourage or facilitate the learners to make during the workshop or lesson, whatever, the deeper that learning will be and better retained. So, for example, connecting them with other learners and group work, or starting by connecting them with what they already know about the subject and what they want to know, what they want to learn. Yeah, that was really cool stuff. Of course, we did a lot of practical, what do you call it? A lot of practical experience of teaching and facilitating workshops. So that really reinforced the idea for me of like this concrete practice idea of like get them to do basically, and that's one of the fastest ways to learn and the best ways to learn. So yeah, really helpful, and I've got some ideas for amendments and additions I want to make to my teaching in future. And then on the mentoring side of things, this was really interesting because I do some of this, and I guess the key thing that I took away from it is like it should be, or it is more of a relational thing, like a relationship or alliance that's there to support the mentee in their growth and goals. So probably doesn't need to be as much teaching. I don't need to do as much teaching as I have been, perhaps with some of my mentees. And how am I working? How am I tracking towards my progression or vision as in my agile career path? Yeah, well, lots of like I said, lots of group work, so lots of connection with others. And I will keep that going in the networking I've got lined up over the next few weeks, and perhaps find another mentor or two as well. So yeah, it's been a good 2 weeks, really deep, and there'll be another one of these videos soon.